I welcome you all in this session of the heat transfer. In this lecture, we will derive generalized heat conduction equation in rectangular or Cartesian coordinate system. So before deriving the equation, I'm going to introduce before you the rectangular coordinate system, also known as the Cartesian coordinate system. So in a rectangular coordinate system, any point or the location of a point is specified by its distance from each of the axes, that is from x, y and z axis. Please note how a point in the space is specified in a rectangular coordinate system. So if I want to specify a point over here in rectangular coordinate system, then I need to define its distance along x-axis, which is x, its distance along y-axis, which is y, and its distance along z-axis, which is no specified z. So this point P has been marked in this space with the coordinates x, y, and z. Please note. So in a rectangular coordinate system, if I want to specify the position of a point, then the point P is defined by its coordinates x, y, and z, where x, y, and z is the distance of this point P from each of the axes x, y, and z respectively. So I am again repeating here that in a rectangular coordinate system, the point P is specified by its coordinates x, y, and z, where x, y, and z are the distances of a point from each of the axes x, y, and z, or along each of the axes x, y, and z. So this is the rectangular coordinate system. Now, if I want to derive the equation in generalized heat conduction equation in rectangular coordinates, then I need to consider a rectangular volume element. A rectangular volume element of a material or a medium. This is the rectangular volume element I am going to consider. Rectangular volume element. Please note. So to derive the generalized heat conduction equation in rectangular coordinates, I need to consider a rectangular volume element as shown in the figure. A rectangular volume element. It is defined by its dimensions dx along x, dy along y, and dz along z direction. Let me mark the directions separately. This is x direction, this is z direction, and this is y direction. So for deriving the generalized heat conduction equation in rectangular coordinate system, I need to consider a rectangular volume element. Which is defined by its dimensions dx, dy, and dz. Also, let rho is the density of this material. Rho is the density of material of the element. Rho is the density of the body from where I have cut this volume element. So rho is the density of the volume element. Now, if I want to derive the equation, I need to consider all the heat transfers associated with this rectangular element. So please note, let q dot x indicates, please let me complete this. So this rectangular volume element is characterized by the 6 faces. Please note, this is the face which is known as the x face, and this face will be extreme left face is the x face, and extreme right face is the x plus dx face. Please note, first of all, terminology. I am going to use this every time. This is the x face, then this will be x plus dx face. This is z face, then this would be z plus dz face. Bottom and top faces are z and z plus dz faces. Likewise, the front face is y face, and the rear face is y plus dy face. So these are the different faces. 6 faces that has been termed as x and x plus dx, y and y plus dy, and z and z plus dz faces. Now let us consider the rate of heat conduction into the element in x direction is qx. Qx indicates the rate of heat conduction into this face of the element. Let the in x direction, the rate of heat conduction into the element is q dot x. Then the rate of heat conduction out of the element in x direction will be qx plus dx. Why? Because this is x phase where heat is entering, but heat is leaving the element at x plus dx phase. This phase is x phase, this phase is x plus dx phase. So nomenclature of heat transfer would be like this. Q dot x indicates the rate of heat conduction into the element at x phase, and qx plus dx indicates the rate of heat conduction out of the element at x plus dx phase. Likewise in y direction, let q dot y indicates rate of heat conduction at the front face, and q dot y plus dy indicates rate of heat conduction out of the element at y plus dy phase. Means in y direction, the rate of heat conduction into the element is q dot y, and the rate of heat conduction out of the element is q dot y plus dy. Likewise, in the z direction, q dot z indicates the rate of heat conduction into the element, and q dot z plus dz indicates the rate of heat conduction out of the element in z direction. Please note, this is the rate of heat conduction in x direction. Q dot x indicates rate of heat conduction into the element in x direction. Q dot x plus dx indicates rate of heat conduction out of the element in x direction. Likewise, q dot y plus dy, q dot z, and q dot z plus dz. Now please note, very important point. Now let us define one more term. Let q dot g indicates, let q dot g is equals to rate of heat generation into the element, rate of heat generation inside the element per unit volume. Let heat is generated by some source inside the element. Let there is some heat generation source within this element, which might be there or may not be there, but I am considering that some amount of heat is generated per unit volume within this element. Some amount of heat is generated per unit volume within this element, which is specified by qg. I am again repeating, let q dot g indicates rate of heat generation inside the element per unit volume. Rate of heat generation inside the volume element per unit volume. Now I am going to balance energy for this element. Please note, now if we want to write an energy balance for this element, energy balance for the element, how we can write an energy balance equation for the element? Energy balance equation for the element can be written as the amount of energy which is coming into the element. Please note, first of all, what is the energy, the rate of energy coming into the element? Q dot x, q dot y, and q dot z indicates the net energy coming inside the element. So I can write that rate of heat conduction at x, y, and z phases. The rate of heat conduction at x, y, and z phases. This indicates the rate with which the energy is entering into the control volume or the volume element, minus the rate of heat conduction at x plus dx, y plus dy, and z plus dz phases. This is the energy which is leaving the element. This is the energy total which is coming into the element. Rate of heat conduction at x, y, and z phases indicates the energy which is entering into the volume element, and these three terms indicates the energy which is leaving the element. Now since we know that energy is also generated within the element, so this would be rate of heat generation inside the element. Now this algebraic sum would be equal to the rate of change of energy content of the element. Rate of change of energy content of the element. Please note, this is a simply energy balance equation for this volume element. This is the general energy balance for this rectangular volume element. That is, this indicates the net energy which is coming inside the control volume or this volume element, minus the energy, the rate with which energy is leaving the volume element, plus the energy which is generated inside the element. This must be equal to the rate of change of energy content of this element. rate of change of energy content of the element. This is dE by dt. T indicates time. Here this T indicates time. So this is the rate with which energy is entering the control volume. This is the rate with which energy is leaving the control volume. This indicates the rate of energy generation, the rate of heat generation within the element. The algebraic sum of these three quantities must be equal to the rate of change of energy content of the element. Rate of change of energy content of element. This is simple energy balance. Now we need to derive each of them separately, or I can write now, please note, Q in is equals to Q dot X plus Q dot Y plus Q dot Z. This is the total energy which is entering the volume element, minus what is the energy leaving the volume element? Qx plus dx plus Qy plus dy plus Qz plus dz plus Q dot G. I can write this as Q dot G, which is the rate of energy generation inside the element, is equals to del E of the element by del T. This quantity indicates change of energy content of the element with respect to time. That is rate of change of energy content of the element. Now I can write this equation in a different manner. Please note, I am taking this as Q dot X minus Qx plus dx. Likewise, Q dot Y minus Qy plus dy. Q dot Z minus Qz plus dz plus Q dot G is equals to rate of change of energy content of the rectangular volume element. Now I need to write expressions for these quantities. So let's write, please note, I want to write expression for Q dot X. So Q dot X can be written as rate of heat conduction into the element. The rate of heat conduction into the element Q dot X can be written from this figure. Q dot X indicates the rate of heat conduction into the element in X direction. So it can be written by Fourier's law of heat conduction as minus K A del T upon del X. This is the Fourier's law of heat conduction in X direction. But please note, since I am considering the X direction, I am considering the rate of heat conduction in X direction. Let Kx indicates the thermal conductivity in X direction. Let Kx indicates the thermal conductivity in X direction. So Qx can be written as minus Kx A del T upon del X, which can further be written as minus Kx. Now this area A can be written as dy dz del T upon del X. Why I have written area dy dz? Because we have already talked that in Fourier's law of heat conduction, the area is always perpendicular to the direction of heat transfer. So this is the direction of heat transfer, X direction. So this area of this phase, I need to take into account. You need to take area perpendicular to the direction of heat transfer. This is the direction of heat transfer. So I need to take this area, that is dy and dz, dy dz. So then from Fourier's law of heat conduction, we can write the energy entering into the control volume at X. Likewise, Q dot X plus dx can be written as, first of all, this Q dot X plus dx can be written as Qx plus del upon del X of Qx into dx. This expression comes from Taylor series expansion. If a function is having value Qx at X, then its value at X plus dx would be Q dot X plus del upon del X of Q dot X into dx. Please go through Taylor series expansion. There you will find this. The formula, like the value of function at X is fx, then value of function at X plus h would be fx plus h. From there it has come. So if Qx, then Qx plus dx can be written as Qx plus del upon del X of Qx to dx. Now put the values. Q dot X plus dx would be Qx is minus Kx dy dz del T upon del X plus del upon del X. This is again minus Kx dy dz del T upon del X into dx. Okay, clear? I think clear to everyone. Now I need to write this Q dot X minus Qx plus dx, which would be Qx minus Qx plus dx can be written as, this is Qx and this is Qx plus dx. Subtract equation B from equation A, we will get, subtracting, this term is cancelled out and become this term. So it would be del upon del x of kx dy dz del t upon del x into dx. This is my equation A. I can write this as equation A. This indicates the difference of. So I have derived this. Qx minus qx plus dx is equals to this. Now similarly in y direction. Similarly in y direction it can be written as, in y direction, q dot y first of all would be minus ky. Let ky indicates the thermal conductivity in y direction. Multiply by area. Area would be now dx dz. Area perpendicular to the y direction. Area perpendicular to the y direction is this area, which is dx dz. Dx dz to del t upon del y. And q dot y plus dy can be written as, first of all, q dot y plus del upon del y of q dot y dy, which can further be written as minus ky dx dz del t upon del y plus del upon del y minus ky dx dz del t upon del y dy. Now subtract. I want to have the value qy minus qy plus dy. Subtract this term from this term. What you will get is equals to del upon del y of ky dx dz del t upon del y to dy. This is equation B. Similarly now dear, z direction you need to do yourself. Similarly in z direction I can write, q dot z minus qz plus dz is equals to del upon del z kz dy dx del t upon del z dz. This is my equation C. Okay, so I have derived the values of qx minus qx plus dx, qy minus qy plus dy, and qz minus qz plus dz. Now one more term is there in the equation. Which is q dot generation. So q dot g can be calculated as q dot g multiply by volume of the element. Very simple. Since this q dot g, small q dot g, indicates rate of heat generation per unit volume. Please note, this q dot g indicates rate of heat generation per unit volume. So if this term is multiplied by the volume, it would become the rate of heat generation. So q dot g will be equal to q dot g multiplied by volume, which is equals to q dot g, and volume of element is dx, dy and dz. This is my fourth equation, or equation D. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Please note, it's very simple to derive. Now, one more term has been left. I have completed with this term, this term, this term, and this term, q dot g. Rate of heat generation भी हमने निकाल लिया. We have also calculated the rate of heat generation. Now we will calculate this rate of change of energy content of the element. Now let's come to this. How this del E upon del T can be written? Now del E of the element with respect to time, it can be written as del of E of the element can be written as m c and T. Simple expression mc delta T wala upon del T, which will be equal to del mass of the element would be density into volume of the element, which is dV. C is the specific heat capacity of the element. T is the temperature of the element. Here I am using simple expression mct for element, mass, specific heat and temperature. So del of rho dvct upon it, or which can be further written as del E element upon del T is equals to rho is taken out of the integration, dV is constant, since let specific heat capacity is also independent of temperature, then it would be like this, or del E of the element upon del T would be equal to rho dv, the volume of the element would be dx, dy, dz, c, and del t upon del t. This is my equation E. Now please note, now I have to go again to this equation, put the values, all the five quantities we have derived, this, all the five expressions we have derived. I need to simply put the values. So please note, I am having the value of each and every term. Qx plus dx is qx plus dx is qx plus dx is, or sorry, qx minus qx plus dx is there, del upon del x, kx, dy, dz, del t upon del x dx. Likewise, qy and qz, y and z directions, plus this term now, this term, del upon del y, ky, dx, dz, del t upon del y into dy, plus now in z direction, del upon del z, kz, dy, dx, del t upon del z, dz, plus now the heat generation, q dot g, dx, dy, and dz is equals to rate of change of energy content of the element, which is equals to finally this rho dx, dy, dz. I can write this as rho dx, dy, dz into del t upon del t. Please note, this t indicates temperature, this indicates the time. Small t is for time, capital T is for temperature. So we have written this equation. Now please note, if I consider this equation, then you can take dy and dz out of this integration, because dy and dz are constant dimensions of the element, this dy, dz and dx. So from each and every term, dx, dy and dz gets cancelled out. Please note, dy, dz, dx, here also dx, dz, dy, dx, dz, dx, dy, dz, dx, dy, dz, which indicates the volume of the element, which is constant. So this can be cancelled from each of the term. So the remaining terms become del upon del x, kx, del t upon del x, plus del upon del y, ky, del t upon del y, plus del upon del z, kz, del t upon del z, plus q dot g is equals to rho, sorry, c was there, small c, rho c del t upon del t, del t upon del t. That is how a simple expression I have written. This equation is what known as generalized heat conduction equation. Generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. This is the generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. Now, but in some books you will find even this equation has been simplified more. That is, now I will use certain approximations and I will simplify this equation. Now, what are these simple approximations? Let's note. The equation is further simplified. The equation is further simplified. The equation is further simplified using certain approximations. Or certain assumptions, you can say. Now I am going to impose certain assumptions in the equation. I am going to simplify this equation. So please note, what are the certain approximations over there. First is, let the material is, first approximation is that let the material is thermally isotropic. Let the material is thermally isotropic. What is the meaning of this thermally isotropic? The material is thermally isotropic means the value of thermal conductivity in each of the direction is same. The value of thermal conductivity in each of the direction is same, that is K. So what is the meaning of a thermally isotropic material? A thermally isotropic material is one in which the thermal conductivity is same in each of the direction. That is, same value of thermal conductivity is there along x, y and z directions, which is equal to k. So this equation then can be written as del upon del x, this k del t upon del x, plus del upon del y, k del t upon del y, plus del upon del z, k del t upon del z, plus q dot g is equals to rho c del t upon del t. Now I am using another simple approximation. Let this k is constant, means this k is not a variable. Let k is constant, so that k can be taken out of the integration. Let k is constant means k is not a function of space, so this k is taken out. When k is taken out, then this equation can be written as k del square t upon del x square plus k del square t upon del y square plus k del square t upon del z square plus q dot g by k is equals to rho c by k. Sorry, please. Mistake. Rho c, this would be del t upon del t. What I have done, I have assumed k as constant, so that k is taken out of the integration. So it would become, k is taken out, then it would become del square t upon del x square, del square t upon del y square, del square t upon del z square. Now this equation can further be written as, on the next page, now k has been taken out. Now divide the whole equation by k. Divide the whole equation by k. You will have del square t upon del x square plus del square t upon del y square plus del square t upon del z square plus q dot g by k is equals to rho c by k del t upon del t. This is the equation which we were deriving. I have taken k out, and the whole equation has been divided by k. So what is the equation final? What is the final equation? Please note, the final equation is del square t upon del x square plus del square t upon del y square plus del square t upon del z square plus qg by k is equals to rho c by k del t upon del t. Now I am going to define one more point, that is thermal diffusivity. Thermal diffusivity. You need to understand the meaning of this thermal diffusivity separately. Thermal diffusivity is defined by alpha, and this alpha is nothing but it is the ratio of k upon rho c. This term, the ratio of thermal conductivity to the density and specific heat capacity of a material, is known as alpha. This term is known as thermal diffusivity of the material. So the equation can be reduced to plus del square t upon del y square plus del square t upon del z square is equals to k upon rho c. K upon rho c is known as the thermal diffusivity, so it would become 1 by alpha del t upon del t. This is what known as the generalized. This is the simple form of generalized heat conduction equation. In this equation, I have only two approximations. First is material is thermally isotropic, so that kx, ky and kz are same or equal to k, and also the thermal conductivity is constant. K has been taken out of the integration, so the equation can be written as simple form. This is the equation known as Fourier-Biot equation. This equation is known as Fourier-Biot equation. Fourier-Biot equation. Very easy equation. So you can derive now the expression for generalized heat conduction equation. I have derived in a very simple manner. Now there are 2 or 3 approximations in this case. Fourier, under certain conditions, the Fourier-Biot equation can be written. Sorry. Now I am also I am again using certain approximations. I am again using certain approximations. For example, first, some simpler forms of Fourier-Biot equation. Some simpler forms of Fourier-Biot equation. First condition I am going to take that let the steady state is there. For steady conditions, I am writing for steady conditions. So we all know that under steady conditions, that variation with respect to time would be 0. Under steady conditions, the temperature would not change with respect to time. Under steady conditions, the temperature would not be a function of time. So this term would be 0. So the equation can be written as del square t upon del x square, del square t upon del y square plus del square T upon del Z square is equals to 0. So this is the simpler form of Fourier-White equation for steady state. Now second approximation, I am again using that. Let no heat generation. No heat generation. No heat generation. In this case, this Q dot G would be 0. This Q dot G would be 0. There is no heat generation, Q dot G would be 0. So the equation would become del square T upon del X square plus del square T upon del Y square plus del, sorry, here Q dot G would come. Here Q dot G would come. Del square T upon del Z square. Q dot G is now 0 is equals to 1 upon alpha del T upon del T. Here I use approximation steady conditions. In steady conditions, the temperature would not change with respect to time, so this term is 0, but Q dot G would be there. In second expression, I took Qg equals to 0, let there is no heat generation. This equation is known as Poisson's equations, and this equation is known as diffusion equation. This equation is known as diffusion equation. Now I am using both the expressions simultaneously. Let there is steady state and no heat generation. Steady state and no heat generation. Steady state and no heat generation. In this case, the equation would, in this case, both would be 0. Del T upon del T is equals to 0 and Q dot G is 0. So the equation would become, please note, the equation would become del square T upon del X square plus del square T upon del Y square plus del square T upon del Z square is equals to 0. You all know this equation is known as Laplace equation. So by this we have completed the generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. Dear, I have taken a lot of time to make you understand each and every term. So in the next lecture, we will derive the generalized heat conduction equation for cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate systems. So once you are familiar with this generalized heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates, then you will be capable of deriving generalized heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinates. So thank you very much.